Well, the day started with a coffee at the side of the road. It was a summer's day and there was plenty of time because it wasn't going to get dark till about 11 PM at night, so it was a nice relaxed late start. So I had my coffee and watched the world go by for a while, and then got my boots on, got the bag packed and a quick check of the map to see where I was, and before long I was just walking through the woods, across the short river, and that was me on the path heading up the route. I turned round and the views started opening up to the neighbouring mountains, and before long I was heading up the path and I could start to see the peaks I was heading to. It's me about half an hour from the car now, still plodding along, slowly gaining some height, and a few walkers out here today, and I'm heading up to the right there, to these hills up there, so I will get walking and report back when I get up there. That is looking stunning. Some of these hills are just looking really rugged. So we are sort of near Chlachair, just to give you an idea of where we are, a bit of a clue. And yeah, I've got a good feeling about this because the weather is spectacular. It's meant to be a starry night tonight, and no clouds forecast for tomorrow as well. It's a scorcher, and I've got my tent with me, so hopefully get up high somewhere. Get a nice little camp up there. This could be a record breaker, let's see. If you look the other way, it's a nice little mountain in the middle of these lochs here. Quite a small little peak, but just looks really nice, surrounded by 3 lochs. There'll be a Loch Lagin on the other side, and then these 2 closer lochs, I'm not sure their names. And then that's Creag Pitridh over there in the distance. And there's a couple of Munros to the south there. Absolutely brilliant. Right, let's head on and find this camp spot. Shortly after, I reached the peak of Creag Pitridh, which is 924 metres. It's a pretty small Munro, dwarfed by the neighbouring 2, which I was going to do the following day. And I went over the other side to find my camp spot. Well, feels good to be at my camp spot. My plan was to maybe do 2 or 3 of the peaks, but I've only done 1, and I've got to the top. That is the summit, literally right there. Oh, that's glorious. But that's a heavy pack. Right, I'm going to get the tent up and yeah, get some food on, get a routine going so I can get sort of settled in, and maybe do some photography afterwards. Lots of good views here. Look at that. Right at my doorstep. Everyone likes a kit video, so I'll just show you my sleeping system. So the tent is the Wild Country Zephyros one. I've had it a couple of years, it's done me well. It's a bit small. I definitely think you can get bigger one-man tents. It is as small and as light as you can almost get. The sleeping pad I've got is the Thermarest Neo Air. Let's see if we can get a better view in here. Thermarest Neo Air, and I've got an Alp Kit pillow here, blow up pillow. Just bought that a few weeks ago actually, I've never used it. And the Thermarest I've only used once, so I'm still sort of checking it out, trying it out to see how I like it. So far so good. And then the sleeping bag is like a 3-season, it's a Western mountaineering down sleeping bag, but I think it is like a summer one. Just to confirm where I am, Creag Pitridh I think is how you pronounce it. I've done one Munros, and there's the summit of it right there. Cairn is like there. So I've ticked that one off, and then, yep, sleep here, have a good night, and a bit of photography, and I'm sure it'll be a very late sunset and a very early sunrise. The solstice is in like 2 weeks or something, so. Well, I had my dinner. It was not a hot dinner, it was leftovers from yesterday, like meatballs and salad and some bits in it. And so I'll just have a hot drink tonight for something hot, and I've got a hot breakfast tomorrow, so that's good. Yeah, put a bit of music on to keep me company. God, I really did need this. That's the sun setting over Creag Pitridh, just there. Definitely did need this walk. I just thought when I put my camera on for the first time this morning, I didn't know what to say to the camera. It's almost like I forgot what to say and what I was supposed to talk about, and I've just been ploughing through the walk, just speaking my mind. And yeah, on the other hand though, camping, used to be quite a little bit nervous about camping. It was a big deal heading up into the hills, but I've set my tent up. I'm not even thinking about tonight. It's like any other day, you know, which is pretty cool. I've always found that it's really hard to make the decision to go out, to pack your bag and get in the car and head to the hill. It's the hardest part all the time, but once you get there, you always just seem to be absolutely fine, you know. And you know, right now I'm thinking, why don't I do this more often? I do really need to do it more often. So yeah, here we are. That is the sun setting over Creag Pitridh. Amazing, isn't it? Well, it started to get dark. I was ready to get into my tent, and then the sun poked through one last time. It was just behind that cloud for a long time, and then it's just dropped down, and I suspect I've got about 10 minutes of light left before it does drop behind the mountain. What a spot this is, isn't it? This is absolutely epic. Look at the colours there. I've had my dinner, I had my tea, a couple of snacks, and I sat for a good couple of hours, 3-4 hours. I've just sat and I've watched the sun go down and the aftermath. And the wind eventually dropped to absolutely nothing as well for a while. It was absolutely bliss. That is amazing, isn't it? Looks a bit dramatic there, I need to sort that out. That's what it looks like. I don't want to go to bed, I just want to sit there and watch that all night. It's just absolutely amazing. I'm sure it won't even get fully dark by the time it does. The sun will be coming up. So it really is amazing, those lochs there. I really want to be able to get up for the sunrise, so I should really go to bed now to get myself at least sort of 4 hours sleep or something. So I'm going to check out anyway. That's enough for today. Still got a lot to do tomorrow, so I'm going to hit the sack now. So good night. Good morning. Oh, it's quite early. It is about 4:10. There's not many things that make me get out of bed at 4 o'clock, but I had a little peek out the tent about 15 minutes ago and I got straight out the tent because it's absolutely amazing. Let me spin you around here, hold on. Look at that. That is absolutely amazing. Nice little inversion here. Cloud inversions come in from the east. Looking down there, you can see it moving over to the left hand side. It's absolutely stunning, isn't it? So check that out. Yeah. This is one for the record books for Rory for sure. So I'm well chuffed with this. So I'll film some other shots and maybe get the drone out and my bigger camera out and stuff. Morning, absolutely stunning, isn't it? Just walking around base camp in my socks because it's some nice soft moss in between these boulders, and oh, the sun has popped up nicely there just a few minutes ago. It's looking absolutely gorgeous, and the speed at which the clouds are actually making their way through the valley is quite interesting too. These are just powering through down here and continuing on up the valley, which is nice. Oh dear. Oh, what a sunrise. Absolutely brilliant. Well, that was stunning. What a morning it's been so far. It still looks great. The light is changing every 5 minutes with the sun rising. Just love that mountain over there with the crags on it and the clouds going on either side of it. It's really nice. Yep, that was my breakfast there. It's like steak and vegetables and dumplings or something, and then got a coffee ready to go as well. Once I was ready, I said goodbye to that amazing inversion and headed inland to tick off these 2 Munros. At this point you can see I've ditched the backpack and I've left it in a suitable place so that I can bag these peaks and then pick up the bag on the way back down. While we're here and in the shade, I thought I would just pick out some of the peaks. You know, I love this. That one is a familiar looking mountain, Pyramid Peak, Schiehallion that is. And then if we drift over to the right, which is heading west, the next recognisable peaks, I believe, that tall one in the middle, Beinn, to the right, Beinn, and just a little domey peak, and Stuck, I'm sure that is. And then just a little lump to the left of that would be, I think it's Mealgarve, or Mealgarve could be the other one. It's one of them is Mealgarve, and then there's the 5th Munro on that range. And then there's the 2 Munros to the west of the Lors range. We head round, this big one closest to us I believe is Beinn. There's a few there, or that could be Beinn. Drift round to the right, I'm sure I did these a few weeks ago. There's the ones round Chlachair. There's a few Munros there, 2 on each side of that Chlachair. And we drift round to the right. This is the peak that I'm going to do today. Still a bit to go, and I'm not really sure what those ones are behind. That could be Screamach and Beinn and Beinn actually. Maybe the Onach Igach slightly closer to us, which would leave that one with a square top on it. Beinn more, maybe? Yep, possibly, because we head round to the right and we start getting to the, well, we've got, I think it's the Munros and the Ring of Steel and the Nevis range. I mean, that's Beinn Nevis right there with a flat top, so, oh, I love it. Happy days. Same script as last time. I'm just sheltering on the lee side of the cairn. This is Beinn Chlachair, 3rd peak of the trip, 2nd of today, and yep, thankful there's a little cairn here to get out that wind. That's looking back there to the one I just came from. That looks far away. Don't underestimate the time since my last video clip. That was a long walk up here, really long. What a trip that was, that phenomenal summit camp with the views of the inversion, and that sunrise was just absolutely special. So I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. That was Creag Pitridh, Geal, Charn and Beinn Chlachair. 3 great Munros that you can pick off. It was a phenomenal route, so hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you in the next one.